All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Mel of What School Could Be. Thanks so much for being here today. We're very excited to host a very special session presented by DeSkills and Ruckus makers. So you're going to get to learn a little bit more about this and even get to do a test drive of DeSkills' newest offering, which is Expedition AI. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Hannah and possibly Danny and get this engine started and running.
Awesome. Yay. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Josh. And thank you, Ashley, for having us here. I want to get to know you guys. We're going to have an awesome hour together. Like Mel said, get our hands dirty and get you guys working with AI, which is going to be awesome. But first, I need to know, thank you, people who are dropping in the chat, where you're from and what your role is, because my first question for you before I even introduce myself is, why are you here? What about the event intrigued you? What are you hoping to get out of today? Because we have a lot of awesome things that we can cover and things that we can do. So I want to see that in the comments. And if you'd rather unmute, since we've got an intimate group tonight, feel free to do that as well. Looks like, oh, Robert, super interested in how this could play out in Asia. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and that was by Josh. Okay, cool. So yeah, Robert, that'll be interesting to explore tonight of how this could be an international offering. I'm curious from Paige, Emily, Laura, everyone else who is here, what intrigued you? Was it you guys getting to create something with AI, some music with AI? Was it exploring an innovative solution for your district? It would be awesome to know what stood out to you. And if you don't even remember why precisely you signed up for tonight, maybe Mel or Ashley can drop a description as well of what we're going to be covering. Okay, Eli says the director. Oh, Janelle, yeah.
I always think, what are all the different ways, around AI? I think sometimes we get maybe stuck in the certain things around the AI, the certain tools and that. And I love anything that we are actually engaged in and we're doing and we're creating, because I think that's what brings us the most hope and joy. So thank you for hosting this today.
Awesome. Did anybody here come to the event, the Ion Student Protagonism event last week? We have anybody who's, okay, Janelle was here. Yay. So last week, the students at the Ion Student Protagonism were able to share, they're DeSkills rebels, as we call them. They were able to share what they had achieved with AI and being AI powered students. So tonight is taking us in depth now of what could it look like to create students like Pavit and Yadi. And you guys will get to hear from me as the founder, the chief rebel here at DeSkills, how you can do that in your schools. Okay, Ashley says, I want to be able to expose my teacher friends to the possibility of AI and how youth can use it to enhance their learning and share with all the teens in my life and young adults looking for work. I love this. This is awesome. Okay, you guys keep dropping this in the chat. I want to make sure I read Eli's here. The Director of Academic Innovation want to help teachers get more comfortable using AI effectively to improve their lives. That is amazing. Okay, so it sounds like we're all here for the same reason, to explore how to innovatively help our students, help our communities, to look at the positive sides of AI, what can be created with AI. And with that, let me quickly introduce myself, and then we will get a chance to hear from students being impacted by Expedition AI before you guys get a chance to build. So very briefly about me, and I'm also joined here by Danny Bauer, who is Danny, what do you call your title at Ruckus Makers?
Just chief ruckus maker, right? And the little riff is just, listen, we love to do school different. And so being here hosting, right, with the What School Could Be team, what an honor. And I'll say that I've learned so much too from them and from Hannah in the short time I've known Hannah. She was on the podcast, and it's like, how do we make these shifts, right? From old, broken, traditional ways of educating to new, different, and creative ways. And I learn so much every time I'm around here, and I try to be ahead with AI, but I can't be with Hannah there. So I'm just playing catch up And I've never done anything with music, and I love music. So excited to be here.
Danny, how many ruckus makers are here? Do we have any ruckus makers in the group?
Paige is like, you know, basically the #1 ruckus maker. So for sure. And
That's
there's others, I'm
awesome.
sure.
Yeah, Paige, I can't wait to get to know you better through tonight and hear what you're up to as a ruckus maker and part of Danny's community. Okay, so let's dive into Expedition AI. And I want to be clear up front here, you guys are going to get pulled in a lot of different directions tonight between hands-on building with AI and hearing about this opportunity. So let me just on the front end share very quickly what we are here to imagine for a moment. So tonight we're going to imagine a different future. And I want to paint a picture for all of us so we can think about what this different future looks like. And then we'll back down into the tactical of what this could look like happening in classrooms, at your schools, among teachers, among students, etc. So let's imagine this different future for a moment. What if there was a world where instead of students graduating with a typical resume that maybe has some AP classes on it, maybe has some, high school job experience that they have from working at a fast food restaurant, or, the typical resume that a high schooler has. What if instead we reimagined the purpose of education and kids were instead leaving with portfolios of work demonstrating how they have the skills, as we call them, to actually do something in the real world? And they had a portfolio of projects to take to any college, any employer to say, look what I've done. I'm not just telling you I have this skill, I'm showing you what I've done with this skill. Let's get into some of the data of what that future looks like. So I just want to put this out here for you guys, because we all know everything is changing so fast in the AI era. It seems like on a daily basis, something new is coming out and evolving. So what would you guys, if you could take a guess, some of you may already know this, take a guess as of today, what percent of employers are saying they will not hire someone who doesn't have AI skills? Anybody have a guess?
74%. Sorry, I knew the answer sort of already.
Not gonna, yeah, Josh. Close.
I've never done
Not
that in my
actually quite
life.
on.
So that's
You
the
just
first
couldn't
that
wait
I've
to
ever
go
done that.
off mute.
Wasn't it 66%, Josh? I didn't think it was 74. I thought it was 66 or 67.
Thought 86 myself.
I'll stake
You
my
guys are
claim on
good.
74.
You guys are close. It is 66% of employers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Josh.
Janelle. Now, the figure you could have been getting it mixed up with is 71% of employers said they will not hire, they would rather hire someone less experienced who knows how to use AI than someone more experienced who doesn't. In addition to this, if that doesn't shock you guys, this was interesting to me. I looked at research this past week. The skills-based job market in 2020, right around 20% of employers said that they would hire someone based on skills, not based on a degree. And guess where that number is today? What percent of employers say that they are shifting to a skills-based hiring model, where they care more about portfolios and projects that can actually demonstrate skill than they do about a degree? Anybody have a guess? Look in the chat here. 70-ish. The ish. I love it. 70-ish%. Anybody else have a guess? 71-ish? Oh my gosh. You guys are at like fragments of a percent. 60, 67. Okay, these are really good guesses. This number is actually 81%. 81% is where we're at 4 years later. What all of this data tells me, I don't know about you guys, but what it tells me is we're seeing a massive shift. If you combine all the factors, you imagine where we're at now and where we could be. You think about employers wanting AI fluency, They want projects and portfolios. They don't care as much about grades and about diplomas and all of that. Yes, of course, we still want to encourage our kids to graduate. But at the end of the day, as everybody here in this room is a ruckus maker or part of the What School Could Be community, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but just to set the stage for the problem that we are solving with Expedition AI is this. We are solving the AI fluency gap. And that is, we need kids who, instead of graduating with just, basic knowledge about how AI works, we need them fluently using AI, powering themselves with AI, applying it on a daily basis in how they work, think, and play, so that when they get into that job market we just talked about, they are adaptable, they have project portfolios, they're ready to slay, and they're not just graduating with the obsolete things of school on their resume. That is what tonight is all about. So you guys are going to get to taste what it would look like to bring that type of learning into your district. We are so grateful as a company to, many of you know Ted Dintersmith, who is obviously the amazing benefactor and CEO. What is his title even? Mel and Josh, the founder of What School Could Be. And he produced Most Likely to Succeed, the amazing documentary that many of you have probably seen. And the whole goal of this work, when Ted and I first started working together, is to make it incredibly tangible for any district, any school, to bring this type of different learning into their district. So that is what we are all about, is helping every student become AI powered. So let me start us out by, I'm going to share my screen here with a quick video sharing with you guys what happens when students are AI powered. The students you're about to see went through the Expedition AI program or one of the DiskSkills programs. And here, just take a look at what they have accomplished with their DiskSkills, and then we will get into helping you guys actually get a taste of Expedition AI. All right, let me know if you can hear the sound.
Hello, my name is Emma and welcome to my farm. I am a rising freshman and just wrote my first book in only 24 hours during one of the DSkills sprints. I learned how to use ChatGPT, Adobe Firefly, Midjourney, and Canva.
Hey friends, if you search my name on Amazon, do you know what you'll find? You'll find my published books. I've published 2 books till now, and the profits from both of these books go to a non-profit called Save Drop.
Come watch me on my journey to create a merch line, get it up and running within 10 weeks. Let's go.
Hey, my name's Sophia. I'm 17 years old and I use AI to help with my baking business.
Hi, I'm Shweta, and when I got DiskSkills and became AI powered, it literally changed my life.
Kenna, if you had a room full of all the superintendents in the world and you could say one thing to them about the bans on AI in school, what would you say?
Don't always assume that students have negative intentions.
So each of these students, I know some of you guys know Pavitt because he was on the ION student protagonism, but he's just amazing. Each of these students went through what we're going to be talking about tonight, Expedition AI, where kids and teachers together build real artifacts with AI in their classrooms, in school. And this is a movement that's starting to happen all over the country. We've got pilots running with hundreds of kids in Michigan, in Hawaii, in California. So you guys have the chance as well, based on tonight's launch event, to have the opportunity to bring this into your schools. Okay, let me turn this over to you guys once more to talk about something really important as we get into this. First of all, I guess I should probably introduce myself. How many of you guys have any context for who I am? If you do, tell me in the comments. I feel like I haven't met several of you. And you can see my messy screen here. Let me try to get my presentation shared again. All right, there we go. So I feel like some of you guys know me and some of you do not. So let me just quickly go over a little bit of who I am. So my name is Hannah. I'm the Chief Rebel here at DeSkills, and I'm 26. I'm the oldest of 7 kids. I had a very interesting sort of start to my career. You can see on screen, I did a TEDx talk a couple years ago. The reason for this was I was able to graduate college when I was 18 and jump straight into work. So the first couple years of my corporate job, I actually spent traveling the country training employers on how to do customer service and employee engagement in a really amazing way. So that was the beginning of my career, was actually training executives. And ultimately what always happened is those executives would come to me and they'd start sort of venting their problems about their millennial workforce on me. So if you guys can imagine, I would be sitting at the bar because I was like 19 after these long conferences, and I'd have my little glass of sparkling water because I couldn't drink yet. And I'd be chilling with these executives and they would be asking me, what's wrong with you millennials? Why can't I recruit you or retain you? Long story longer, I ended up compiling all their questions, went home, did some research on my actual generation, which is Gen Z, and wrote one of the very first books on how leaders can unlock the potential of Gen Z. That work led me to, took me to the TEDx stage. You see pictures here on screen of me with leadership in Michigan, as well as with one of Pavitt's books on screen, because what I recognized doing my consulting work with employers is there's a massive, massive gap between companies and students and what's happening in school and what companies expect out of students. So I set out on a mission to help bridge that gap and help students unlock the actual skills and the mindsets that companies really care about. And that's what we're all up to here at DeSkills now. Fast forward to today, is helping kids become AI powered so that they can gain the skills they need for a future where AI is everywhere. Okay, so with that in mind, thank you guys again for letting me be here and the exciting things that we're going to be doing today. So we're at the 20-minute mark, and I want to make sure you guys get hands-on with AI. So here's what we're going to do. I want to give you guys a quick overview of what Expedition AI is and this opportunity, and then we're going to go into a taste of Expedition AI, which is you're going to actually become musicians tonight. Is anybody already a musician, by the way? Do you guys play instruments? Robert plays. Wait, Robert, what do you play?
I play guitar and write music now for my grandchildren.
Oh, that's awesome. You'll have to play me some when I'm in Hawaii.
Will do.
Sweet. Okay, let's see. So Robert plays that. Emily has played clarinet. Sweet. So trumpet and piano. Nice, Janelle. I play piano and I sing as well. And I actually even tried to pick up the pipe organ a little while ago. It is so different from the piano. I cannot even tell you. Anyway, the music we're going to be generating tonight is a little bit different because it's going to be generated with AI. But what you guys will get the chance to see is how every single classroom can connect the missions that are part of Expedition AI into their classroom. At the end of today, you guys will get to show off your music to everyone else and then get an invitation to join Expedition AI and the cohorts that are beginning and this movement that is starting around the country. Okay, so first things first, I want to show you all one more quick video. You got to hear from several of the students and what they created, but let's just go over quickly what is Expedition AI, since this is the launch party after all, and then we'll get into that taste test. So we did this. Let me see if you guys can hear this video. I can't hear it, so I know you guys can't. Let's open it on YouTube and see if this works. Thank you, Ad.
As pressing play.
All right, here we
What
go.
if powering students with AI was as easy as pressing play? Hey, I'm Hannah, Chief Rebel at DeSkills, and I want to introduce you to Expedition AI. At DeSkills, we're a team of Gen Z students and AI nerds. And for the last 2 years, we've been building something truly special, a solution to the AI skills gap. Now, before I show you how Expedition AI is going to change the world, let's talk about why you're going to want to bring this into your classroom today. Maybe you want to do something with AI, but you aren't sure where to start. The tech is changing so fast that keeping up feels utterly impossible. Or maybe you're in a district where AI tools are banned, and you're trying to sneak around those pesky firewalls, but let's be honest, it's rough. Expedition AI makes your life so much easier. With DeSkills, you can power your students with AI in any classroom with 0 additional teacher training. And you don't even have to unban AI tools. Just press play. In as little as 1 hour a week, you and your students together can develop critical AI and durable skills by building 7 artifacts, including your own book you can publish on Amazon, a merch line, a music album that students can stream on Spotify, and so much more, connected to concepts you already teach in class. I mean, check these out. These business students made a merch line about Daniel Bernoulli's risk management theory. These cultural storytelling students designed a book about water conservation. And these computer science students made a music album about how data packets move through the internet. Cool, right? Just press play on our videos, and I transform into your mission commander for the expedition. You don't have to be the expert. Instead, you and your students can explore these tools together with me as your guide, assisted by our prompt library, tutorials, and discussion questions inside the DeSkills Rebel base. You may know us at DeSkills as the creators of Impact 10, the world's first create your own internship sprint. Collectively, our students are impacting their communities, earning income, and building their own career pathways. Expedition AI is a launchpad into Impact 10. Speaking of careers, here's some crazy facts. Did you know that 71% of companies say they won't hire someone without AI skills? And it's predicted that your students will likely have 7 to 10 different careers in their lifetime. By bringing in DeSkills, you're multiplying your students' life options. You see, Expedition AI isn't just a course. It's a journey students take to amplify their voices, unlock their potential, and become future leaders. Together, we can do something that very few politicians and big businesses seem to be taking any action on, actually raising a generation of AI-powered, ethical, real-world ready leaders. Bring Expedition AI into your classroom and be that leader who shapes the future.
Okay, so that is just a brief overview of Expedition AI and the opportunity. So hopefully you guys have a good grasp of what this, just in general, what the concept is for students when you just press play and get the chance for teachers to just press play on awesome missions that they and their students can go on. I want to pause because Janelle said, okay, this is what we need more of, which is awesome. And the agency, Josh, to your point, goes straight to the kids building these awesome portfolios together. So I'm going to pause for a second for, since we're at the halfway point, before we get you guys hands-on with one of these missions, and just see if anyone has questions or thoughts that you want to add. And obviously, Danny, feel free to jump in here as well. Danny says our album drops tonight. Yes.
Just, like I said, I always learn for you. I cannot wait to start playing.
No, this is so good. In fact, just teaser, you guys are we're going to create an actual album together with each person creating a different track that's going to go on that album. You guys are all going to be on Spotify. We can publish it to the distributor tonight. It will release on Spotify in a few days, or depending on their distribution, it might be a couple of weeks. But either way, you guys are going to be published on Spotify, and you guys will all have that Awesome album to go through. Okay, Ashley asks, do teachers go through it with their students or do students work independently? Great question, Ashley. So we have it set up in 2 versions. Most schools have teachers in the classroom with students. We call it joint learning. In the classroom, they transform the classroom into like a living laboratory of sorts with the kids and teachers together learning it. We have a second version where kids can like take the course independently, but what I get most excited about is when both the teachers and the students together get to go through the experience. Oh, Eli, laboratory is a great word. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I like Josh put together this amazing moment a few months ago where students in Hawaii were able to, at a conference, go through one of these missions to build a bot in the actual conference room. You had teachers and you had students, and the students were the guides and the teachers became the students. That's what could be happening in every single classroom that Expedition AI goes into. Josh, I love this. Okay, I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, I didn't think that you would actually know that album or that song.
Way to date yourself, Josh.
Thank you very much. Yes, 26-year-olds need not apply.
No, yeah. Now you have to tell me how to pronounce this.
Inagata Devita, one of the most famous. Never mind. I shouldn't go down that rabbit hole. Never mind. Bad behavior associated with that.
Yeah. Okay, surely I'm not the only one who doesn't know this, but maybe I am. No. Ashley said, okay, good. Millennial Ashley. Good. Okay, Janelle said, so important for the adults to experience this as learners too. Yes. Yeah. I love this about the album too, because yeah, we're all going to be dropping this. Okay, so we can get to more questions, but the very gist of how this works is the experience you guys are about to go through. Imagine that there was a version without me live. It's an asynchronous video-based opportunity where kids can go through 7 missions like what you're about to do, the music album being one of them, to actually create a real artifact with AI that they can put on their portfolios, and that this can happen in any classroom. So just to give you guys some examples as we think about our album concept together, number 1, we have a pilot right now running in CTE in Michigan. There's teachers from bioscience classes, welding, digital media and arts, computer science, like literally throw any class at me. And you guys will see when we get into the music album that any classroom concept can be connected with these artifacts that we can build with AI. Okay, so let's dive into the actual music album creation process. So what I need for you guys to do is on your laptops or whatever device you're on, you're going to go to a website called suno.com, and it's SUNO. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see. Let's make some music. All right. So it looks like this. It's called suno.com. Now, everybody go ahead and create an account. You should be able to, log in with Google or, whatever it is. If you choose Microsoft, that's fine as well. So you're going to log into Suno. I'm going to go ahead and do that up here so I can walk you guys through. Let's look at an example of how this works, first of all, and some music that's been created with Suno. Imagine, for the sake of Expedition AI, that our learning outcomes we want to achieve with students are a couple things. We want them to know how to be good prompt engineers, right? We want them to know how to use AI effectively to create real things. Kids know how to play with AI right now, but what I personally find, and I'm curious if you guys find this as well, I have 6 Gen Z siblings and I work with hundreds of students. What I consistently find is that in the AI era, there's so much knowledge, so much information, that producing something actually impactful or helpful or complete is the hardest challenge that students face today. they have access to every bit of information. So to actually sit down and say, I'm going to complete a full book, or I'm going to complete a full music album, or what do I even start with knowing what to focus on? That's the biggest challenge, and that's what Expedition AI gives context to. So first things first, we need to start with what can these tools do? So in this case, if our student outcome is we want them to know good prompt engineering, we want them to be able to create a real artifact, and we want them to be able to think creatively and use generative AI tools to come up with something awesome. First, we need to know what is the end goal. So here's what we're going to do today. We are going to collectively, let me see how many of us are there. Let's see, I'm going to expand you guys. You can see we have, is it 12 of us total? Sweet. Okay, so we've got 12 people, so that means we're going to have a 12-track album. But we got to make our album unified in its theme and concept. So first things first, we have our end goal as a published album on Spotify. And how we get there is by starting with a stellar example. And this is what we teach kids through Expedition AI. It's in the corporate world, you're going to need to know, if I'm given an audacious goal to achieve or objective, where do I go to find resources and examples to help me launch from a starting place that's not ground zero? So we might start with a stellar example of literally just playing what have other people created. So, okay, I'm just going to click on some so you guys can hear. This was all created with AI, by the way. Okay, so that one's entirely instrumental. Can you guys believe that was created by AI? Not real musicians. Okay, and we have this.
Woke up this morning, troubles on my mind. Bills piling up, feels like I'm falling behind. Worked hard all week, but the money's all gone. Can't catch a break.
That's crazy. Okay, you guys start throwing out, like, somebody unmute and tell me your favorite genre of music. Let me pick on someone. How about Eli?
Yeah, I'm actually in a volleyball game right now, but let's go pop punk.
A pop song?
Pop punk music.
Pop punk. Okay. You know what? I think Suno has reworked some of their search features. Let's see if I can just click search. All right, pop punk. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, pop punk anthem.
Let's mosh pit, forget all our burdens, sound waves, shake hearts and souls. We're tireless punk kids, our guitars roll and united in rhythm. We scream on tiny stages with fiery and vital passion. Songs about love, life and dreams. We're the songs about love, life and dreams. We're the generation that won't fade into the background.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How about Paige? Can you throw out a random genre?
Swing dance.
Ooh, like swing dancing. Okay. Let's just put in swing, like 50s swing. Looks like this one is Irish folk swing, electro swing. Hip hop swing. I know what you're talking about though, like a folk, like a folk swing, or like a 50s swing dance,
like Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Okay, let's see.
That's the name of a band.
That was the band though, which Suno doesn't like bands because it copyright, whatever. Okay, so let's see.
Swing dance.
Did swing dance work? Okay, that's more like let's see what this does. No, that's not what we're going for.
Wow, swing dance with death. That's a terrible song name. Oh my God.
Let's see what this one is.
Underneath everything that I am, rearranging it, bury me.
That was kind of closer, but Paige, well, maybe we have to create a song in 50s swing style and see if we can get something better. Okay, one more. Let's see. How about, are people in the chat putting some ideas?
We got
Latin?
80s rock, roots reggae, Latin are all suggestions.
Let's try Latin.
Ashley,
here.
why are you skipping my 90s grunge?
Oh,
you not like that?
Oh my gosh. All right, let's
There's too
see.
many Prices Right jokes.
There's more like smooth, like dance Latin.
It's like an elevator. Oh, no,
Like
no
an elevator.
Try Latin church. That looks super interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like an oxymoron.
Latin church. Okay. Okay.
Definitely not.
Get some like Baroque stuff happening here.
Latin lovers might be the one.
Okay, so we've gotten a sample. We can at least see that there are so many varieties of music that can be created. Okay, so now what we need to do, I'm just going to open up. Let's start with ChatGPT. We can also use Gemini for this, Copilot. Like, it literally does not matter what tools you guys want to use. In fact, let me open up a couple different ones. So here's what we're going to do, and what the kids would be doing with me on video is we would be starting with a prompt to create our concept. So imagine that you guys are all in little clustered teams around the room, teams of 2 or 3, and together you're going to be creating the concept of a music album. Now, what we typically do, which I'm going to drop in the chat here, is just to give you guys all a bit of an experiment here, is I'm going to drop the starting prompt that we have kids begin with. Now, teachers are doing this alongside their students, so we can all just, each of us can come up with a concept and we'll decide on one to move forward with. So what I'd like for you guys to do right now is take this prompt that I'm about to drop, and I want you to think about a concept in either one of the classes at your school that kids find to be super boring, or it could be something funny. So some examples might be, I was doing this session with a group of teachers a couple days ago, and one person said, kids hate, in my chemistry class, they hate the section on lab safety equipment. Okay, so that would be one example. So we created a music album about lab safety equipment, and it was epic. Okay, so that's one. We could also do something funny like, I don't know, I ran over a skunk and my car smelled bad. So it could be something really stupid. So everybody go ahead and drop in the comments what's the concept that you think, a topic or a concept that you think would make a fun album. I can't wait to see everybody's creativity. My wife left me from Wu-Tang. I love how Danny went that round. You guys, this is going to be the most epic, chaotic album that I've ever seen. Okay, Eli, your students despise lunchtime? Wait, you have to tell me more of what that's happening. Okay, Paige says fractions in action. Robert says making the world a better place. Sweet. Janelle, I love this one. Parts of a cell, because it's hard for kids to like remember biology concepts or whatever, right? I actually wrote an entire children's book highlighting parts of the body that typically we don't know how they function, like random terms we can't even pronounce. I have a menagerie in my house. The quadratic equation. Okay, these are all great. Yeah, everybody go through and put a heart on the one that you like, on the idea that you like the best. And then we will, we're going to select a concept together. We'll do this as one exercise, and then I'm going to have you guys do one with AI here. Robert, been down so long, it looks like up to me. Is that a song lyric from an old song that I don't know?
It's an old saying we used to say back in the day.
Okay, cool. Oh, you guys are the most fun chat. It's like the best 6 o'clock meeting on a Thursday, Monday and me. That's great. Okay, so all right. So we'll keep playing around in concepts. We got some votes for the quadratic equation, which that could be cool, and some for food. Okay. All right, so step number 2. Here is a prompt that you guys can copy into a generative AI tool. I'm going to demo this on screen like we would in the videos. Now, when students start Expedition AI, the first couple of missions, we give them prompts like this to begin with, so they have an example of what a good prompt looks like. Then in later missions, as it gets harder, the students begin creating their own prompts. So it's a progression from missions 1 through 7. The music mission is mission 1. So here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to click send on this prompt. And basically what it's telling my AI tool is, I want you to be my expert music producer. And here, let me just show you the whole thing. So I want you to be my expert music producer. And I want you to ask me questions to help me determine what my album should be about. Let's see what the AI told us. So it's asking us about a central theme for our album, and then an album concept, content inspiration sources, and potentially style inspiration. So I'm going to pick random people, and let's play with AI here and see what concept we can come up with. So how about Emily, are you able to unmute and help me think about a central theme for our album? And if you can't, no worries. I know some people are driving. Okay, how about Janelle? So what's the core emotion or message that we want to convey in our album?
Robert, you can even, what emotion would I want it to convey? Robert knows my strength.
That's honestly great.
Anger.
Wait, you're muted, Robert.
You can tell by the body language, though.
I just did 5 people this morning. So do I have yours in my mind? I have to quickly go and look.
Robert, how could you not have me in your mind?
I know that breaks your heart and mine at the same time.
The joy, the positiveness, that's what
yes, her number one strength is positivity.
Yes, yes. So that's what I want to bring.
Okay, so we want our album to be like uplifting, positive. Okay, sweet. Now for the concept itself, so this is where we would walk, students and everyone together to think about what's a concept in class that, so there's 2 options. You can either, if we're writing a funny album, we could just come up with a random concept. If we're writing something intentional for a class, then we'd come up with whatever that concept is. So I think you guys are voting on the quadratic equation, right? The quadratic formula. Is that what we're going to go with here as our album concept? Okay, I see some thumbs ups. All right, so we want the song to be about the quadratic formula to help us remember it. Okay, how about content inspiration sources? Like, so let me pick on someone here. How about Eli? Can you give me like any types of like styles of books or movies that you like? Look in the chat here. Oh, Josh is voting Aerosmith and Sweet Emotion. Sweet.
That's Janelle.
Oh, nice. Okay. Eli, did you have any thoughts, or are you not able to? Okay. Waiting in the chat. Well, Eli's okay, dystopian novels. Oh, okay, cool. So let's see. We like dystopian vibes. Okay, we'll try that. All right. And so we can answer as many or as few questions of this as we want. So how about somebody pick a favorite artist? Ashley, what's an artist you like?
Oh, an artist I like. Uplifting. Hold on. Let me open up my Spotify. Last song I listened to. This is risky, people. Very vulnerable here. My last liked song, Shakira.
Shakira. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. So we're going to click send and we're going to see what our album concept is. I can't wait for this. Okay, the central theme, an uplifting, positive escape from a dystopian world. Okay, through the power of music and the quadratic formula, they find solace and hope. Okay, what the world? We've got Quadratic Dreamscape, a dreamy synth pop track that introduces the quadratic formula. Okay, Dystopian Dawn, Formula for Freedom. This is quite interesting. Okay, what do you guys think of what Gemini gave us of the different concepts here?
Dreamscape.
Hey, Hannah, so this is like I'm now like I feel like the kid who was messing around in class, and now I'm fully engaged. So this is like super interesting because my wife and I started watching season 2 of the what's the name of the Lord of the Rings spinoff on Prime?
Oh, Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, right? And one of the things that I've really started thinking about is the way that the music goes in and out of horror and uplift, right? It's like back and forth and back and forth. And for me, algebra was pure horror all the way from like elementary school through middle school through high school. So I'm just thinking about the ways that this kind of thing can really get kids thinking about like, you know, the sequencing of songs as almost like a music track to something that's very visual. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's good. That's so good because we want kids to think about how do I use and leverage AI tools to help tell a story I want to tell the story we want the music to tell, even with something like math or something that feels boring. Like, how do we tell a story with that and get people to feel an emotion? So that's exactly what we're doing in a micro version here. Okay, so I just looked down at the time. It is 6:50, so we need to just get this music created. So here's what we're gonna do. Each person, let's say, since our theme is, let's say, math, since we've got the quadratic formula, we've got this dystopian vibe. What I'd like each person to do is pick a different math concept and use our inspiration from our album, you know, what the generative AI just gave us, what Gemini said, something dystopian but uplifting. And I'd like for each of you guys in the chat to drop the math concept that you're going to focus on, and then each of us will create a song in different styles that will become one full album. I'm going to give an example here of how we create music here in Suno. So as soon as you guys have your concepts, you can actually create something. So let's say that my song is, let's focus on that quadratic formula. So I'm going to say, how about, this will be fun. How about gangster rap quadratic formula to help me memorize how the quadratic formula works. And as you can see, if we all have more time, you'd spend one session, so to speak, with students, building your album concept, getting all the tracks the way you want. Then you'd spend the next one actually creating your music, and so on and so forth, and then editing. Okay, so I'm just going to use this simple prompt here with Suno. There's you can go much more advanced. You can add your own lyrics, you can upload audio, but let's just go with the raw version here for a second, because this is crazy. I click create and let's see what music Suno creates for us. Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes 30 seconds. It depends on like bandwidth. While it's loading, I'm going to check you guys' thing here. Okay, math fact families. Sweet. That's a great concept. Josh, I don't remember any math concepts. Go ask AI. What are different math concepts that kids hate? Okay, Danny, our love was never meant to be. Parallel lines never cross. A country love song. I love it. Parabolas. Eli, that's a really good one. Ashley, my daughter's homework that's on my desk to look over. This is perfect. Okay, so everybody pick a different math concept, and here we go. Here's the quadratic hustle in gangster rap style.
Oh my gosh.
Perform the lift your hat square, no fear, lead the charge like a tank. B plus or minus on a mission, break the bank, square root the whole crew. Discriminate in the hood, -4 AC, cooking math Memorize the game equations. Solve it like a gangster. X marks the spot. Hold up. Next card. What the formula got?
Okay, if I was a kid learning the quadratic formula, I mean, come on. That's so good. And if, you know, if it spits out facts that are not quite right, what kids are doing during Expedition is going back to the generative AI tool and saying, hey, first explain the concept of the quadratic formula to me in a way that a fifth grader would understand, right? So they're going to learn about that concept and then bring it over here in to create a piece of music about it. Okay, so that was a quick example. Now everybody take your concept, go into Suno, and everybody take your concept, prompt Suno, and go ahead and create a song in the style you want. And once you're done, drop the link to your song. I'll drop the link to mine here. We want to hear some of you guys' songs that you create. Robert, I have a song ready called I Did Math My Way. Okay, I do get that reference, Robert. I'm not that young. We got some Sinatra going. This is awesome. Can you drop the link so I can play it?
Yeah.
I can't wait for this. Okay, let's open this up. Oh my gosh.
And now the test is here. My head's filled with fear. I face my fear too late, so I just hesitate.
Oh my God.
I did not solve the proof. Couldn't find the truth.
This is so good, Robert. Oh my gosh.
Well played, Robert. Well played.
How did you get that, Robert? Like, did you have to say based on this song?
I said that I got a D in Geometry 1 because I wrote poetry the whole year. So rewrite my way to I did math my way.
That's so good. I feel like that's a great opening song of like, this is what this whole album is going to be about. And now we're learning math in a different way.
There you go.
Okay, Mel's song.
It's a world they try to solve. In a world that's hard to evolve. Chasing answers late at night. In the dark we search for light. Multiplying the...
This is good too. Oh my gosh. What? So this was about equations?
Just balancing the equation.
Balancing the equation. Awesome. This is so good. So what you guys can see is like, of course, the kids in the next week would take these songs and they would refine them, like tweak the lyrics based on what they learn about that concept. And they can keep adding to this, regenerating. It's so much fun. So here's the challenge. Do we have any volunteers who want to take this whole album that everyone's created together and publish it on Spotify? I promise it's like a couple of clicks. Does anybody want to do? Ashley, you want to do it? Okay, sweet. So Ashley will collect all of our links to the songs. Did everybody drop one?
Oh.
Let's see. Ashley, Laura, Danny, Eli. I think, did Emily drop one?
Hello now or no?
Mine is slow here out in rural Minnesota.
You're good. Well, maybe you guys can, Ashley, what's the best email for them to send it to afterwards?
I'll put it here.
Okay, sweet. So we'll release that. I think Route Note, last time I tried to publish, it took like 2 weeks because we are on the free version. And so yeah, as soon as that's published, Ashley can share that with us, which is going to be so cool. We get to share that. So for the sake of time, guys, I just want to share this final slide. I hope this was a good glimpse into what Expedition AI is, how it works in the classroom. If you imagine all of this being on video, it's me facilitating and helping the kids to take their learning, help their teachers to create awesome projects by the end and doing that in their classroom. So if you guys want to explore bringing that type of learning into your district, into classrooms, and joining the pilots that are happening all over the coming months, then scan this QR code and that way you can just you'll basically be pinging my team to say, we want to learn more, we want to schedule a call, and we'll get back in touch with you with all the details and seeing what your goals are around AI fluency in your district. I'm going to leave that up while I look at the chat and see. Oh, yay, Janelle, you got yours to load. Sweet. Okay, awesome. One final thing while you guys are scanning the QR code, if you want that, the thank you to the What School Could Be team. Are any of you guys not part of the What School Could Be community space, the digital community space? Like, give me a thumbs up if you are. I feel most like several years. Okay, Laura's in there. Sweet. I think Paige had to drop. Danny, do you know if Paige is in the What School Could Be community too?
I'm not sure. She had to coach a mastermind for us, so that's probably where she went.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. So we'll drop the link in the follow-up emails, but this is such a great community to connect with other teachers doing school differently. It's like Ruckus Makers, but a different lens, different resources. So we should all be collaborating and sharing with each other.
What's your name?
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you guys so much for being here, seriously, and spending an hour of your time with us. I hope this was fun, and I can't wait to see all of our published music together.
Yes.
Fist bump, everybody. Woo!